ABP Aquabike World Championship headed to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates for the penultimate round of the 2017 season. 60 of the best riders in the world from 26 countries took to the waters off Kite Beach, Jumeirah to compete in 4 categories at the Grand Prix of Dubai: Runabout, Freestyle, Ski Division GP1 and Ski Ladies GP1, all of which were raced under an exciting new 3-moto format. In this show, we bring you the Runabout GP1 and the Freestyle. Now let's take a look at the extraordinary city of Dubai. Towering out of the sands of the Arabian Peninsula, along the sun-kissed shores of the Gulf, stands one of the most unique skylines on Earth, a world city that has transformed from a small trading center into one of the most iconic international business, finance, and tourism destinations on Earth. Dubai is truly unique, with its space-age architecture rising up to dizzying heights, its cosmopolitan population drawn here from the 4 corners of the Earth, and its sheer excitement, buzz, and beauty. Dubai is a way of life, an emirate that remains rooted in a long and illustrious history, culture, and traditions which have formed the foundation of its modern aspect today, where luxury meets elegance on the cutting edge of technology. With its year-round sun, excellent infrastructure, pristine waters, and endless leisure opportunities, Dubai is a world sporting destination and hosts some of the top sporting events worldwide. It's also one of the world capitals of marine motorsports and is an ideal venue for a UIM ABP Aquabike Grand Prix, which it hosts for the first time since 2003. Now let's take a look back at what happened in the last round in Vieste, Italy. After having won round 1 in Porto Cesario, defending world champion Yusuf Al Abdulrazak of Kuwait had a shaky start to round 2, forced to retire from Moto 1. British world number 2 James Bushell thundered home for the win in that race ahead of Portuguese rider Christophe Agostinho and Lars Åkerblom. But Al Abdulrazak was back in form for Moto 2, and this time it was James Bushell who had problems. Al Abdulrazak took the Moto 2 win with Jeremy Perez runner-up, while Bushell managed to rake in 5 points. But those 5 points earned Bushell the Grand Prix title in Vieste. Al Abdulrazak Grand Prix runner-up, and Estonian rider Anton Pankratov surprised third. In the freestyle, the Florjancic brothers dominated once again, but this time it was Moto 2 winner Nas Florjancic who took the Grand Prix title from brother and defending world champion Rock, with Italian veteran Roberto Mariani on the podium in third. The Grand Prix of Dubai circuit is a very tight and technical course, further complicated by tricky water conditions that can change by the second. Australian rider James Masterton gives us the lowdown.
It's a motocross style start, so they split the grid on a left and a right side track. It's a long straightaway out to the first turn. We merge on the front straight. The splits, the inside split and the outside split are actually quite tight. They're very similar. Race course is unbelievable. It's going to get tricky. There's a lot of cross chop coming down the back straight. It comes on a weird diagonal angle, so it's hard to judge into some of the turns. It becomes down to the rider and the fitness rather than overall horsepower of the machine. So yeah, I'm happy about the conditions.
Defending 3-time world champion Yusuf Al Abdulrazak is chasing a 4th Grand Prix title in 2017, and he's the favorite here, topping the world standings with 70 points going into Dubai, 20 points clear of his nearest rival James Bushell.
A nice area where we're racing in Dubai Kite Beach, and I'm currently leading the point standing, and we are expecting to do good in this race and be safe, and hopefully we get maximum points and we see how it goes.
Bushell is pursuing his first world title in the 2nd year on the UIM ABP Tour. Last year's world runner-up has suffered technical and mechanical mishaps, but when he gets it right, he's proven almost unbeatable. Both Al Abdulrazak and Bushel will be up against one of the most prolific riders on the tour, Jeremy Perez, who has come so close to the world title on so many occasions. But the World Championship has eluded him thus far, and he wants to change that in 2017.
I have a big rivals like James Bushel, Youssef Abdulrazak, Karl Lamp, Lars Ackerblom, and Christophe Agostino. So it will be a big race here because we'll be tomorrow morning. No, we'll have a wave, but tomorrow afternoon I think we'll have a big wave. So it will be very fun, and we'll have a big battle on the water.
The ever-consistent Lars Ackerblom of Sweden finished third in 3 of the 4 motos this year, and with 150 points up for grabs in Dubai and the final round in Sharjah, there will be plenty of opportunities to reap the points he needs. An exciting newcomer on the tour this year is New Zealander Karl Lamp, who got a third-place result in the last moto in Vieste. He could be a dark horse in the mix in Dubai. And there are the likes of Christophe Agostino, former world champion Mattia Fracasso, the towering Swede Johan Johansson, not to mention local talent like Rashid Altair and Mohamed Mohsin, all of whom are sure to make Dubai a truly breathtaking showcase of runabout talent. 22 riders lined up along Kite Beach waiting for the green flag. And there they go, Moto 1 is underway. Just look at that start from number 5 Emirati Rashid Altair. He's flying off the beach, leading the field to those hole shots. Nothing but clear waters ahead for Altair as the Abu Dhabi native slaloms aggressively through the blue track of the parallel course. As Altair rounds past the separator sausage buoy, he's given chase by James Bushel, who has moved up to second from his 5th place start on the beach. Behind them, qualifying winner and pole sitter Karl Lamp is bumped down yet another notch by Swedish ace Lars Ackerblom. Youssef Al Abdulrazak starts way back in the field after being unable to get a lap in the final session of qualifying, the Kuwaiti with a lot of ground to cover in Moto 1 as the waters get choppier and rougher off Jumeirah. Rashid Altair is penalized for a jump start. He gets a 10-second stop-go penalty, and that gives the moto lead to Bushel as Altair heads back out to try and make up all that lost time. Number 86, Jeremy Perez, has moved past Altair and into second position behind Bushel, but look at that speed from Altair. He's gaining fast on the Frenchman, the Emirati gliding past Perez almost effortlessly to climb up into second position as he enters the green track of the parallel course. What a display of power from Altair. Jeremy Perez tries to give chase to Altair, giving his all in the parallel course, but it's yet another breakdown for Perez, his 3rd this year. The bad luck continues for Perez, but he still has 2 motos in hand to make up for this in Dubai. Meanwhile, Youssef Al Abdulrazak has moved all the way up to 3rd position from the back of the field, the Kuwaiti giving chase to Bushel and Altair. But disaster strikes. He has a problem. He slows and stops, looking down at his ski. That could well cost him the World Championship lead if Bushel can see this race through. Sure enough, Lars Ackerblom flies past an ailing Al Abdulrazak as the Swede moves into 3rd place, followed by Karl Lamp in 4th as the riders enter the alternate course. Turkish-German rider Burak Erverde is also going strong, moving all the way up to 5th in Moto 1, seeking to add to his 7 points on the tour this season. But it all gets derailed as he catches a wave and goes head over heels before that buoy. It's heartbreak also for Rashid Altair. He was in 2nd position, but his race came to an end in lap 11, out with mechanical problems, all but extinguishing Emirati hopes in Moto 1. And Lars Ackerblom was there to take advantage, the consistent Swede keeping a steady course as he negotiates the rough circuit and crowded field to move up to 2nd position behind James Bushel. Bushel has had the perfect race, a good solid start, taking the lead in lap 3 and then never looking back. With Al Abdulrazak out with 0 points in Moto 1, these 25 points shoots Bushel to the top of the world standings and gives him the edge for the Grand Prix of Dubai title. Great result for Bushel, his 2nd Moto win of the year. Lars Ackerblom gets his best result of the year, runner-up in Moto 1. What a season he's having. Another 3rd place for Karl Lamp, a surprise 4th place for Australian rider James Masterton, and two Italian veterans, Mattia Fracasso and Lorenzo Benaglia, in 5th and 6th.
Yeah, it was a good race from the start to the finish. I didn't whole shot, but then I think someone make a jump start who get in front, so he had to pull in for a penalty. Then I managed to get in front and then stay in front. So it was a tough race though.
In Moto 2 later that day, James Bushell was in pole position, but it was number 10, Christophe Agostinho, who came out charging from the beach, leading the pack to the hole shots with a brilliant start. Agostinho was given chase by Karl Lamp in second position in the starting lap, looking to build on his 2 consecutive third places in the last 2 motos. Behind Lamp, in third position, is Lars Åkerblom, with number 26, Roberto Alexander Del Pino of Spain, in 4th, and Jeremy Perez in 5th. Going into the parallel course, it's Karl Lamp up against Christophe Agostinho. Can the New Zealander do it? Lamp does it! Lamp snatches the lead coming out of the alternate course. But moments later, Karl Lamp's ski breaks down. What a blow for the Kiwi. Agostinho races back into the lead, and Lamp is not happy. There's a tussle for second place as Jeremy Perez moves in on the inside and overhauls Lars Åkerblom. Great move from the Frenchman in tough conditions. On that very same lap, Yusuf Al Abdulrazak also passes Lars Åkerblom, the Kuwaiti up in third position and giving chase to Jeremy Perez. Up ahead in a fight for the lead, Jeremy Perez locks horns with Christophe Agostinho, the 2 riders neck and neck in the parallel course, Perez in the blue track and Agostinho in the green. Perez does it. Jeremy Perez is the new race leader. Agostinho bumped down to second. Yusuf Al Abdulrazak is third. Behind him, James Bushell has also recovered to move up into 4th. The drama continues as Yusuf Al Abdulrazak makes a move on Christophe Agostinho in lap 4, the Kuwaiti passing the Portuguese rider to move up into 2nd, and he sets his sights on the leader, Jeremy Perez. But behind Yusuf Al Abdulrazak is his biggest rival, James Bushell, the Moto 1 winner, hot on the Kuwaiti's tail as they fight for the Grand Prix title and the world standings lead. The chase continues for 5 laps as Jeremy Perez fends off the Yusuf Al Abdulrazak challenge, the Frenchman holding on to the lead in the face of intense pressure from the 4-time world champion. The Kuwaiti finally sees his chance in lap 11 where Jeremy Perez goes for the black penalty buoy. Can he do it? And there he is. Perez watches as Al Abdulrazak zips past and the lead changes yet again in this nail-biting Moto 2. Jeremy Perez now the one giving pursuit. But the time has run out. Yusuf Al Abdulrazak looks behind his shoulder and he likes what he sees. What a race and what a win from the world champion, coming all the way up that field in rough conditions to snatch the Moto 2 win and reclaim the world standings points lead. Jeremy Perez racks up another 20 points with that runner-up finish. James Bushell finishes 3rd ahead of Lars Åkerblom in 4th and Patrice Pellier with 11 points in 5th. Portuguese rider Christophe Agostinho in 6th with 10 points.
Oh, it was amazing. I had an amazing race. Everything went good in the second heat. We got 25 points and back in the top of the championship points. So we have one more to go, which is tomorrow, and it's going to be extra wavy, and we're going to hope we be safe and have fun.
Freestyle, a stunning display of jet ski aquabatics by some of the most skillful and fearless riders in the world. The freestyle is always a crowd drawer, and the field at the Grand Prix of Dubai did not disappoint with former world, continental, national, and local champions all in the mix. The big news in Dubai was the absence of 4-time world champion and points leader Rok Florjancic, out with a damaged eardrum over the summer. That left the door wide open for his younger brother Nas to grab the advantage in his bid for a second world title. But Nas Florjancic would face stiff opposition from UAE rider and 2-time Grand Prix winner Rashid Al Mullah, the only man to have beaten the Florjancic brothers in recent seasons. The Emirati ace missed the first 2 Grand Prix of the season, but with local support behind him in Dubai, Al Mullah will be one of the favorites. Veteran Italian and European champion Roberto Mariani from Rome is one of the most consistent riders out there, and with Rok Florjancic out, he will be in the running for a podium in Dubai. Joining those talents will be Italian Alberto Camerlengo, Czech Yaroslav Turner, and Russian Sergei Chemezov. In Moto 1, Italian veteran Roberto Mariani put on a well-honed, well-prepared exhibition of freestyle skill with a bevy of tricks and a lot of charisma as he entertained the crowds and impressed the judges. Nas Florjancic went out all guns blazing as per his usual style, going straight into the good stuff, leaving mouths agape and the other riders with a big task ahead of them. But if anyone was up to the job, it was two-time Grand Prix winner Rashid Al Mullah. He's beaten the Florjancics before, and sure enough, he did not disappoint, producing a stunning display of power, skill, and versatility as the Emirati rider pulled every trick out of his hat to produce a whopping 91 points in Moto 1. That earned Al Mullah the Moto 1 win, Nas Florjancic runner-up, and Roberto Mariani third, Sergei Chemezov fourth, Alberto Camerlengo fifth. Moto 2 would be contested later that evening under lights, and as the sun went down, the riders lit up. Sergei Chemezov produced a flourishing display that earned him big points on consistency and form. Always the showman, Roberto Mariani used his experience and unique set of tricks to get the crowds behind him, bowing out in style. But the show was stolen by local hero Al Mullah, who went on the water donning a fluorescent, multicolored, flashing light suit under the lights at Kite Beach. The Emirati aerial trickster from Dubai was the star performer of the night, nabbing another 87 points in Moto 2, setting a big bar for the other riders. Al Mullah outscored all his rivals consistently for variety, quantity, extensions, and style. Roberto Mariani was Moto 2 runner-up, and Sergei Chemezov came in third, with Alberto Camerlengo and Yaroslav Turner in fifth and sixth. The next day, Moto 3, where the 2017 Grand Prix of Dubai freestyle champion would be decided. With 2 wins from the first 2 motos, Al Mullah went into the last moto favorite. Italian Alberto Camerlengo was solid, with some well-executed classics and good backflips. Yaroslav Turner of Czechia was also good, using the big waves to his advantage to kick out some good backflips. Nas Florjancic needed a win here to make up for a lackluster Motos 1 and 2, sizing up the conditions, laying out his strategy. The conditions proved challenging for him, and he was unable to execute his usual repertoire in the big waves. Young Sergei Chemezov had fun out there, producing some fun tricks and big air. A good free-riding performance from him. Mariani also battled the breakers and swells, putting out a solid routine considering. But all eyes were on Rashid Al Mullah to see what he would produce out there. The Emirati ace was once again in fine form, with an assortment of backflips, barrel rolls, 180, 360, and 520 combos that stole the show as Rashid Al Mullah completed the win hat trick with a sensational set of tricks to a standing ovation from the local crowds as he took the overall victory in his first Grand Prix of the year. Roberto Mariani secured the runners-up slot in Moto 3 ahead of young Russian Sergei Chemezov in third, and Nas Florjancic finishing a disappointing fourth yet again.
I feel amazing, and the weather today it was amazing. Like we play free ride, different than flat water. It was really amazing.
Al Mullah is the runaway Grand Prix winner with 3 out of 3 moto wins, Roberto Mariani beating Nas Florjancic for runner-up, and Chemezov finishing fourth, just a point behind Florjancic. Despite finishing the Grand Prix of Dubai third, Nas Florjancic shot to the top of the world standings after round 3 with 131 points, Roberto Mariani moving into second position on 117 points, and Rok Florjancic down in third after missing round 3. The UIM ABP family was treated to world-famous Dubai hospitality with a sumptuous gala dinner where riders and organizers celebrated the UIM ABP Tour's return to Dubai after 22 years. Conditions worsened on day 3, large waves and big breakers making the course extra difficult, so riders and officials decided to do away with the beach start, opting for a rolling start instead. There would also be no alternate course.
I like the conditions today. It's extremely rough, as you may be able to see on the live feed. Suits where I live in Sydney. It gets this rough where I train, so we'll see how we go.
With a Moto win apiece for Yusuf Al Abdulrazak and James Bushell, it was all down to Moto 3 to see who would take the 2017 Grand Prix of Dubai title. And the race is on. Al Abdulrazak in pole position. Next to him is Moto 2 runner-up Jeremy Perez. Jeremy Perez has a great start, moving ahead of the field on the starting straightaway as the field of 17 riders thunder out towards the hole shots. Jeremy Perez has clear but rough waters ahead, taking the lead as he rounds the hole shot. Yusuf Al Abdulrazak is in third position as the riders negotiate those waves and the packed field. And in second position is number 26, Roberto Alexander Del Pino. The Spaniard is pressing on Jeremy Perez, vying for the lead early on, the defending world champion right behind them in third. Behind the leaders, Karl Lamp in fifth is trying to get past Mattia Fracasso to snatch fourth position from the Italian. Meanwhile, Yusuf Al Abdulrazak has found the speed at the long straightaway at the top of the course to find the momentum he needs to overhaul Roberto Alexander. Yusuf Al Abdulrazak moves up into second position and sets his sights on Jeremy Perez. In fourth place, Karl Lamp has passed Fracasso and now zeroes in on number 26, Roberto Alexander. First one, then the other passes in a thrilling confrontation until they're out on that top straight where Karl Lamp's superior speed naps third place from the Spaniard. Karl Lamp moves up into second position in lap 2. The positions are Jeremy Perez in the lead, Al Abdulrazak second, Lamp third, Roberto Alexander fourth, then Mattia Fracasso fifth, followed by Lars Åkerblom in sixth. Now Yusuf Al Abdulrazak sees his chance. He's been closing the gap further and further with Jeremy Perez, and this is his chance to strike. The two riders are neck and neck on that bottom straightaway. There's nothing between them. Who will keep their nerve and prevail? It's Al Abdulrazak. The Kuwaiti edges past the Frenchman, taking the lead and in the driver's seat in Moto 3. In a fight for fifth, Lars Åkerblom takes on Christoph Agostinho, the Swede powering past the Portuguese rider to move up the field into fifth. James Bushell's race has been a tough one so far, and it just got a whole lot worse for the British ace, who's black flagged and disqualified from the race. Another rider is in trouble. This time it's Mattia Fracasso. His ski stops dead in the water as Lars Åkerblom passes him and moves into third, as do Christoph Agostinho and number 21, Patrice Pellier. Fracasso gets going again, but he has a lot of lost ground to make up for. Bushell's exit has all but handed the Grand Prix of Dubai title to Yusuf Al Abdulrazak. The Kuwaiti has opened a big enough lead that he can just ease his way home now. And there it is. Yusuf Al Abdulrazak is the 2017 Grand Prix of Dubai winner. Great result for the defending world champion, and that's another 25 points added to his quest for a fourth world title in 2017. Great result too for Jeremy Perez. Despite losing the lead early on, he held for runner-up, snatching a crucial 20 points, equaling his season-best runner-up result from Moto 2 in Vieste. Third place goes to Lars Åkerblom, Fracasso coming in fourth ahead of Patrice Pellier in fifth, and Karl Lamp sixth in Moto 3.
Oh, it was amazing. As I expected, it was very hard conditions, and I saw Jeremy in front of me and waited to pass him, and I got a good wave with the pass, and tried to be easy at the rest of the race.
The Dubai Grand Prix results. Yusuf Al Abdulrazak manages to get the Grand Prix win by just 1 point over Grand Prix runner-up Lars Åkerblom. And despite that black flag in Moto 3, James Bushell manages to make the podium in third. The Moto 3 win sees Al Abdulrazak open a 23-point lead atop the world standings going into the last round in Sharjah, with Lars Åkerblom moving up into second position behind the Kuwaiti on 97 points and James Bushell in third on 91 points. But with a maximum 75 points up for grabs in Sharjah, the championship remains wide open. What an event and what a return to Dubai it's been. See you in Sharjah for the final round of the 2017 UIM ABP Aquabike World Championship.